Episode 3 of the Golden Hour with UTEP men's basketball head coach Joe Golden. We got our boy Pedro, and I'm Colin Deaver. Second week in a row, got my John Thompson towel.
I like it, man.
Bringing it back, man.
Go to, man.
It's going to be my thing
Yeah,
from
you
now
have
on.
to wear it on the bench this year, man.
I have to. I wore it last week because we were outside. It was really hot. It's not as hot inside, but
I appreciate you getting us
good.
AC this week, man.
Appreciate it. No,
Yeah.
That was your call.
Bonus
outside,
check, man.
by the way.
Bonus check.
I need it. So we got KJ Thomas coming up in the podcast a little bit later in the show, freshman from Amarillo area, Canyon Randall High School. I will start with him just because he is coming up later. One of my favorite kids that I got to see at the high school level the last few years because they were always playing El Paso teams in the playoffs. Took his team, Randall, to back-to-back Final Fours in Class 4A. And just he's come in, he's got a lot of energy, and I think he's going to help us out a lot.
Yeah, he's going to be a terrific player, right? We knew it when we recruited him. He's been very, very well coached in high school. And comes from a tremendous program. Obviously, the two runs back-to-back to the Final Four in San Antonio, which was awesome, which hasn't been done in a long time at Randall High School. He's got a great mom, a great dad, great work ethic. He's just a really, really good player, man. He can do a lot of really good things. He can score the basketball. He's a tremendous passer. He's becoming a better defender. He's starting to learn the importance of that. He's put on some weight, and I think we're just going to continue to see him grow throughout this year and then throughout his time as a UTEP minor, man. I just think there's big days ahead for KJ. He's a special kid.
He's going to talk about gummy bears and lemonade later in the show. But before we get there, we're going to talk some business first. Obviously, Coach, a big trip over the weekend to Juarez last week. I would say somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 people at an inter-squad scrimmage, which – that doesn't happen everywhere, right?
Yeah, that's why
really
this place
cool
is special. Yeah, that's why it's why UTEP is special. To have 2,500 people at a practice. It's just a special place. People care about minor basketball around here. It's why it's fun to play here. It's why it's fun to coach here because we have a passionate fan base. We're obviously trying to attract new fans in Juarez to our program. I thought the really cool thing too, Colin, obviously the scrimmage and the atmosphere in there was great. It was good for our guys to go up and down. We haven't gone up and down like that since the Bahamas, so I thought that was it wasn't the prettiest thing at time, but you got to go through those grimy and those ugly days as you're building your team. But I thought what was really neat was that clinic. I thought that clinic was just fantastic. There's about 60 kids and our players getting to teach the game. That's the one thing that you know it, but I think our team has really realized it this year that we've now done a clinic in the Bahamas and now we've done a clinic in Juarez, and so the game of basketball just travels, man.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you are at in the world. You got a basketball in your hand, man. It's an instant conversation starter, and it's just really neat, man, how basketball just intertwines relationships for people.
And the cool thing to me is, you see these kids, I would guess probably ages, what do you think, 7 to 12, 13 range at that clinic, like their eyes just lighting up. They might not even know who Corey Camper is, but the fact that Corey Camper, Devin Barnes, all these guys are helping it, they're going to remember that for the rest of their lives.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it was great for our guys too, right? It goes both ways, man. So they look up to our guys. I think I think they thought Baba and Derek were superhuman over there, right? They've never seen anybody so big. And I know they were rock stars over there with their size and just how big they are. But, when you got to remember when you were growing up, right? You looked up to people, and they're your heroes. Those are the people that you look up to. And those guys look up to athletes right here at UTEP, whether it be football players, volleyball players, basketball players, soccer players. Those are people that they strive to be one day. And so anytime you get to interact with them, man, that's a huge deal. And you can see it, just the joy in those kids' faces. And then I thought our guys just did a tremendous job as well.
Yeah, and obviously this El Paso Juarez region, I think there's 2.5 million people here. It's just such a footprint, right, that you can tap into in a fan base, and to go over to Juarez, and if you can get 15, 20 people, from that clinic to come over to a couple games this year.
Just keep building the fan base, right? Yeah. Keep building it, and obviously, that's what we've tried to do. Whether we go to Juarez or we're going to Chihuahua,
right.
I think those are two opportunities for our program, and it does twofold for me, man. It introduces people to minor basketball, which is important in gaining more fans. In today's world, you can look on your phone and get ESPN Plus and watch us play every game, and so that's important. Or to your point, they can come over here and get tickets and come to a game and support us live, which is what we would love for them, obviously, to do. I think the second thing is we're representing our university, right? It's UTEP. We're representing our university in those two places, and I just think it's tremendous, man, that that we continue to move the UTEP brand.
We got another one coming up, another pop-out practice this Saturday, October 12th at Eastwood High School, a 5 o'clock thing. similar deal, right? As we did in Juarez.
Yeah, that's the plan right now. We're starting to get healthy again. We were a little banged up last week,
were.
but we're starting to get healthy. And so, I think we'll probably stick to the same script at Eastwood. I'm excited to go to Eastwood. We did it 2 years ago. We went over there because I kept hearing, that we never really went to the east side and did whether it be community services or everything. So I said, well, okay, we'll go practice over there. And so we went over there and practiced. And then we tried to do it again last year, but there were some contract things, I guess, that got screwed up. And so it got canceled at the last minute. But Coach Morales is a guy that I got a ton of respect for. He's a great high school coach. We have tremendous high school coaches in this town.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good high school basketball in this town. But Coach Morales is a good friend of mine, and he's opened the gym, and we're expecting a good crowd over there. And so we'll get after it. We'll practice a little bit, do some drills, and then we'll get after it in scrimmage and go live 5-on-5 up and down. And so looking forward to it. Again, you get to embrace some more fans on the east side that we don't get to see each and every day because of our location right here. And so excited about that. And then they have the opportunity to meet our players, right? They get autographs. We have autograph posters that those guys get to sign and take pictures with those players. But I think that's the big thing is anytime you can get that relationship between player and fan, right? And when that relationship strengthens, then that's the commitment for those families to come watch us play the games. And ultimately, that's what we're trying to do, right? We want to reach out to the community. We want to be in the community, whether that's through community service, whether that's through these pop-up practices. And then in turn, we would love for the community to do the favor back for us and come support us in the dawn.
And that's about as nice of a high school gym as you're going to find, not just El Paso. I mean anywhere.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. It's big time, man. It's really, really nice, and obviously the jumbotron that's there. But Peter's done a great job. They got a really good team this year. They're going to have a terrific team this year. But yeah, we're excited, man. Obviously, great facility. I think there'll be a lot of energy in there as well, and so it's a great opportunity for our guys.
We're about 2.5 weeks into official practices now, and on Tuesday, I felt like we had probably our best practice.
Yeah.
A lot of energy, which you've been asking the guys for, and I'm not saying that practices haven't been bad by any means, but it certainly seemed like they got the message on Tuesday.
Yeah, just continue to push that envelope, right? Yeah. And with that, but I would agree with you. I thought Tuesday was our best practice, and a lot of times, it becomes a grind right now.
You have the doldrums a little bit.
Yes, you got the summer, and then they're sick of each other, right? They're sick of playing against each other. They're sick of competing against each other. But that's what this camp's about, right? It's you get 30 practices in 42 days before your first game, and it's going to be grueling, right? It's going to be some long days. There's going to be a grind. There's a lot of work that goes into these 30 practices, and I'm on them, man. I want more enthusiasm. I want more communication. I want more talk. I want more physicality. And I thought Tuesday's practice looked like that, right? And it looked like a UTEP practice. And so excited about that. Now we got to be more consistent with that. And I'm probably happy too, like you said, because I thought it was our better defensive practice, and we looked like a UTEP defensive team. We still have a long ways to go, right? But on Tuesday, it looked like that we were making strides on that side of the ball. So, obviously excited about that, and we got to make sure that we continue to practice well.
One thing that I think you've added this year that I like is the slogan, "The standard is the standard." Mm-hmm. Maybe talk a little bit about what that means to you and why it's kind of been instituted right now.
Yeah, I just think there's one standard here. We're not going to coach effort, right? And we want energy givers, right? And I also think from a basketball standpoint, the late February, early March was the standard that what UTEP basketball is used to, and where it needs to be, right? And that's winning games, whether that be at home or on the road, and that's making deep runs in March, right? In the conference tournament, we're not going to win it every year. That's not going to happen, right? But you got to be able to compete. You want to be in the fight, and you want to be competing for championships here at UTEP, and that's the standard, right? And so the standard is the standard. When we walk through those double doors, whether we're practicing in our practice facility or whether we're at the Dawn practicing, man, there's a standard to how we practice each and every day. It should never change. And the same thing goes, trust the process when you get in games, right? If we're practicing that way and practicing to a higher standard, then we're going to have success on the floor, right? And so, I just believe in it, Colin, right? I believe in it. And we've got guys back, right? They understand the standard. They understand the culture. And obviously they're really close. That's the hard part, being really transparent with you in coaching when you have a lot back. They've done everything that, last year was brand new a little bit for a lot of those guys. We have some guys, this is their fourth year. Some guys, this is their third year. So drills become redundant, right? Like they know it. So it's like, when do they pick up and start going? But they just can't start going, man, the first game, right? We have a brand new team this year. Even though we have new guys, we have new pieces. It's a new journey. It's a new team. and we got to pick it up, man, and the pace and the intensity and all those types of things. They can't just wait till the first game to do that. So that's the challenge, is just continuing to poke that bear with our returning players, continuing to not settle for anything less than what those guys know our standard is.
How often are you reminding yourself every single day that there are 360 whatever coaches around the country who are saying the exact same thing?
Yeah, no question, man. You can watch any video on Twitter, or you see that quick hands right there, man. I just threw it up in the air, man. Huh? Still got quick hands at 48 years old. Yeah, man, I'll be 49 next week, man. I'm getting old, but and I'm feeling it. Yeah, no. What was the question again?
Just the fact that there's, you're feeling this way. You're anxious about things, but there's 365, whatever, however many coaches you're doing that. How do you try to remind yourself of that every day?
Yeah, I think if you polled every coach right now, I would say 99% of us wouldn't be happy right now, right? Like, because again, this is what's the beautiful.
And you don't want to be happy,
right? That's the beautiful thing about right now in coaching. In our sport right now is there's so much room for growth, right? Like the ceiling's so far up there right now, right? And so you're trying to get to the ceiling. You're trying to get how much growth you can. And in these 30 days, you have a lot of growth, right? And we were fortunate to go to the Bahamas, so we're a little bit ahead with a foreign trip than what you would usually be on any given year. But so that's a good thing. But again, we don't want to get too far ahead as well, because we obviously have a lot of we have some new guys as well that they're learning, especially again on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, there's room for growth, and that's what excites you. But at the same time, there's some ugly times right now, sometimes in practice. But that's okay, man. There's growth ahead.
Yeah, I go back to your answer to I think 2 questions ago about the standard being the standard. I thought it's so cool. Like, since I started about a month and a half ago, the amount of times that former players will come in here and talk about their playing time here. And that standard historically, we had a guy come in here who was on the 84 through 86 teams, which I think are probably, other than the 66 team and the 92 team, are probably 3 of the 5 best teams that have ever come through here. Maybe like an 88, 89 team with Hardaway. We need John Teicher really for the history of that.
No
but
question.
It's just so cool to come in and hear, his stories about, the program and like his expectations, for what things should be here.
Yeah,
too.
no question, man. And you were in the office when he came in there, and he was talking about how their workouts, how tough their workouts and games were easy, right? Because of how tough Coach Haskins worked them out in practice.
Right.
And I think Coach Haskins, he's legendary. Obviously, he's the GOAT. He's in the Hall of Fame for a reason. But I think what made his team so special were his practices. His practices were, I never got to watch one, but when you talk to people around that here, that was, his practices were so intense, right? And they got after it each and every day of practice. And that we believe in that as well. But I love having former. That's the special thing about being at UTEP, right? You have so many former players coming back from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. And then obviously the 2000s. We had Jarrell Satterfield. Shout out to Jarrell. Jarrell came by. Jarrell's working out here right now. And he's back in El Paso, and he's using our facility to work out before he either goes into the G League or goes overseas. And that's where people kind of get confused. Jarrell left, but there was a lot of things behind the scenes, and we supported Jarrell 100% and where he went. And obviously, he went to Portland State and had a great career there, and had played two great seasons there at Portland State. And he's back here. But he was with us for 1 year, and he's part of our family, right? And so it's just that's just this week, right? Next week we'll have 2 or 3 different guys walk in. So that's just the unique and special thing about being at UTEP.
All right, standards is the standard. We had a great practice Tuesday.
And Zid Pal FaceTiming me this morning, man. Sorry, Zid, if you were listening, man. I'll get back to you. I don't know why you were FaceTiming me, but
Sule Boom on
I talked to Sule Boom yesterday, man. Sule Boom is in Poland. To everybody out there, UTEP Miner fans, he's been in the G League, but he's decided to go to Poland this year. He's playing on a really good team. They had their first game the other night. They won. But Sule is obviously family as well, man. Was a special player for us and doing great things, and loves UTEP, and he'll get back here. Obviously their seasons contradict. He said they wouldn't be done until probably late February, maybe early March. But Sule still comes back, in the off season and uses the facilities and works out. So again, that's a special thing about being a coach at UTEP.
Did you see where Tay Hardy's playing this year?
Okay, I did, but I can't. Mongolia.
Mongolia,
right? Mongolia.
I'm not surprised.
Right.
Everywhere has a basketball league at this point, but
right.
He's the first player I've ever heard of who's gone to Mongolia to play professionally. And I just think it's so cool, like, that you end up in a place like that.
Yeah, no question. We've got a lot of guys. I think Bienemi's still playing over there overseas. Titus is playing overseas. You got Sule Keontae. I just talked to him actually last week. Keontae, I want to say Switzerland.
Sweet, yeah.
I want to say he said he was in Switzerland right now.
European country that starts with an S, but I don't remember which one.
I think it was Sweden or Switzerland. Yeah, one of the two. But he texted me. He texted me. Let me see. Let me.
This is live, people.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Hold on.
We're going to get it up
We're,
here.
we're good. Keontae Kennedy. Sweden.
There you go.
There we go. He's in Sweden.
So he gets 3 hours of sunlight a day.
Yeah,
right
absolutely. You got Shamar. Shamar's
Yeah.
playing overseas, obviously, and then Zid's going here soon, or he's going to get in the G League. He's waiting for some things there. Tate Hardy, obviously. So yeah, a lot of players continue to play basketball here, and obviously we keep in touch. And that's the neat thing for me. When the ball quits bouncing here at UTEP, and these guys chase their dreams and do what they want, whether it's basketball or life, that we stay in touch with them, right? And that's the special part for me.
All right. Last thing before we get to KJ Thomas, you said for a few months you feel like you guys are a little bit ahead of schedule from where you have been previous years. Still feel that way right now?
Offensively, no question, right? Defensively, no, right? But again, I think we're making strides defensively this week. Obviously, Monday and Tuesday were heavy defensive practices. We'll get back to more offensive stuff on Thursday and Friday. We're taking Wednesday off. But we're catching up defensively. We'll get there. They know, again, the standard on the defensive end. We got to get there and rep it. It takes a little bit of time, especially with the new guys. But then offensively, I like where we're going. Our ball movement's been really good. We got to continue to work on value in the basketball. It's a huge point of emphasis going into this season. Our assist-to-turnover ratio has got to get better, and we got to learn to value the basketball. But our ball movement's been terrific. I like that, and then I like what we're doing on the offensive side of the ball. Coach Kevin and Coach Mike are doing a good job of install, and I think that with the install and the sets that we're doing fit our personnel, and I like where we're going in the direction we're going on that end.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here. Coming back, we got KJ Thomas, 3-star recruit, truly one of the best high school basketball players in Texas the last few years. Back-to-back Final Fours with Canyon Randall, so check it out.
All right, excited to have our freshman, KJ Thomas, on the podcast with us this week. We had Kevin Kalu last week, who's a 4-year senior. I've been here all 4 years. His journey's coming to an end. He's got about 6 or 7 months left with us here, and your journey's just beginning. I was talking to Colin on the podcast last week. We talked about the Mountain West, and that we're going to the Mountain West in 2 years. He's like, what are you thinking about that? I said, I'm not thinking a whole lot about this. I know KJ Thomas will be a junior when that happens. And right now you're just a freshman. But obviously, man, excited to have you here, man. We got a few questions that some listeners wanted to ask you when you're on the podcast. We'll start off with that, and then I'll get into some other stuff. Okay?
Yes, sir.
First question, man. Can you describe your process, how someone undersized and from a small area do what you do? What drives you each and every day?
I would say just having that underdog mentality and working hard each and every day. It's what my dad instilled in me, and finding somebody like you that believed in me, and I feel like that's kind of why.
I think that's important, man. I heard Reggie say something on Twitter yesterday that we put out of what would you tell your younger self? And Reggie was like, get in the gym, and I think a lot of people wait too late to get in the gym and work. I think that's one thing your dad's done a really good job from an early age with you is your work ethic, right? Whether that's on the floor or whether it's off the floor. With obviously he's got his hands in the cookie jar in a lot of different areas business-wise, but always putting you to work. And I think those are two really good qualities to have, is guys that work hard and be consistent with that each and every day, a work ethic, and then confidence. Confidence is huge, right? In whatever we're doing. You got to be confident in yourself, and then you got to have people that believe in you, right? And that are confident in you, man. So I think that's a really good answer. This guy asked, hey, Coach Golding eats Snickers and drinks Red Bull to get him. Speaking of Red Bull, got my Red Bull right here, man. 2 drinks in. We'll try to finish it on the podcast. You ever had a Red Bull?
I have.
Have you? Sugar-free or non-sugar-free?
You gotta have sugar.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Right? Why would you drink sugar-free Red Bull? It makes absolutely 0 sense, right? Snickers bar. When you want to get fired up, do you have a drink that you go to? Non-alcoholic drink?
No, definitely. Before every game, I drink a Red Bull. And have like a pack of gummy bears.
Gummy bears, yeah. What's your favorite snack? Gummy bears?
Gummy bears. I remember I was walking into Coach Roberts' office. He told me that's killing me, so I probably need to cut back on it.
On the gummy bears?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, man. We got to put a little weight on you, man. Right? Gummy bears don't hurt, man. Gummy bears and peanut butter right now, man. All right, last question, man, from the listeners, man, is what's the hardest part of transitioning from high school to Division I basketball, and what was something that maybe be a little bit easier than what was expected of you? So what was the most difficult transition you've had, maybe in since the summer and the fall, and then what's maybe something you thought might be difficult that's been a little bit easier than what you thought?
I would say definitely the speed and physicality. I think everybody says that, but you don't really get like a feel for it until you get here. So I would say that, and I was telling my dad the other night, like, you're not as strong as you think you are until you get here. And something I think was easier, I would say like adapting to the team and adapting to a new team. But I feel like we have a great culture, and I love all the guys, and I think that's what made it really easy.
Yeah, I think it's real special. You're getting spoiled this year, because we got 9 guys back, and we got such a good culture right now, right? And the key for you as you move through this program is, we have 5 seniors in this program. We know those guys are leaving, right? Walking out the door after this year, and you got to maintain that culture, right? When the new guys come in, right? And so you're learning it each and every day, right? The culture piece. But I was hoping you would say that, right? Because that makes me feel better. But I think some people have a fear of going into college, right? You're starting all over, man. You don't know really anybody. You got to know people through the recruiting process, staff and players, but it's still unknown, right? And then the comfort level of this group and how they just immediately embraced you, I thought was really neat. You could definitely sit in the Bahamas, right? After you were here for 7 weeks in the summer, when we went to the Bahamas, just the relationships that you had already built with our guys, I thought was pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your family, man. So obviously you're from, what do you claim, Amarillo? Okay, we're claiming Amarillo, Randall High School. Shout out to Coach Broadhurst, one of the best coaches in high school basketball. Got the court named after him last year, which was awesome. I don't know, he's probably in 2 or 3 Hall of Fames, but we need to make sure he gets in the Texas High School Coaches Association Hall of Fame. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, but we'll continue to plug Coach Broadhurst for that. And the fight that he's going through. I know he means a lot to you, but talk a little bit first about maybe your relationship with him, man, with Coach.
I mean, my relationship with Coach is a great coach-player relationship, but it also goes off the court as well. I mean, he's like another father figure towards me. He mentors me a lot, and I mean, we still talk at least once a week and just check up on each other, see how each other are doing. So he helped me a lot in basketball, but he helped me a lot in life off the court.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest compliment you can give a coach, right?
Yes,
like every coach, when you first get in this business, it's all about X's and O's. It's all about winning. And then the longer you're in this business, it becomes about relationships.
Right.
And I don't think there's anybody better than Coach Broadhurst,
Yes,
right?
Sir.
And it's a critical time period in high school and college as well as it's a critical point in you guys' life. And it takes a village sometimes to raise from a young boy to a man. I know Coach Broadhurst played a big part of that. I think he would have retired 3 years ago, but he had he got 2 state tournament runs with you guys, and so I know he's very thankful for that. And Coach, let's talk about your family real quick, right? So just talk a little bit about mom and dad and sisters, and then obviously you can't forget about the twins.
Twins,
man.
yes, sir. So I got 5 brothers and sisters. I'm right in the middle. I got an older sister and an older brother, and then a younger sister and 2 younger brothers. And I feel like we were all super close growing up. I mean,
sister plays basketball.
Sister plays basketball.
Got a chance to be a pretty good player, right?
She'll be pretty good.
Trying to teach her a little bit on shot selection, right?
Yes, sir.
And how to play defense, right? She's like all freshmen, they just think they got to score the basketball, right? Now she's a sophomore. Right. She realizes there's more than scoring the basketball, right? She has to play a little defense, but she's getting there.
She definitely is. She's definitely talented.
Yep.
I won't tell her that to her face, but she's definitely talented. But no, I think we were super close growing up, and like you said, my parents preached work ethic. I'll give you all a little story. I think it was my freshman year, going into my freshman year in high school, first day of summer, we're asleep. My dad comes in the room banging on the door. And he's like, wake up, y'all need to get up, y'all not gonna be sleeping all day. I'm thinking dang, we overslept, it's 11 o'clock. Grab my phone, it's 5:30 in the morning. It's the first day of summer. But I have a great family, super tight-knit. We're very, very close.
Yeah. There's something about that early morning wake-up call. I remember my dad owned a clothing store in Midland and actually lost his store, went bankruptcy when the oil dropped back in the late 80s, actually mid-80s. But we lost everything, man. And so he went back to school at Sul Ross to get his education degree so he could become a coach. And it was going to take him a year to fulfill that. And so we didn't have a lot of income coming in. I was in junior high, and we had to clean offense buildings on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday nights. And it was we would either do them late night or we'd do them really early, man. But I never forget that 2 things. 1, the work ethic of doing that, and then 2, adversity, right? When adversity hits, we really show our true colors, man. We're always going to have adversity, whether it's in life, whether it's on the floor, and you got to be tough enough to handle it, right? And get through it to get to the other side. And if you are, man, it makes you a better person and a tougher person to overcome some
For
things.
sure.
So I think your dad's always done a good job. And I also know you're a mama's boy, right?
Yes,
I mean, we all love mama. Your mom's got a tough job right there. Just, your one sister. Besides that, she's got all you boys to take care of, man. But she's obviously a very strong woman and a big heart. And I know she's played a big part in your life as well.
Definitely. I think it's a balance. Like your dad's real hard on you, mom kind of has a soft place for you. So I think it's definitely a balance, and my mom did a great job of that.
I wouldn't mess with your mama either, though, man.
No,
She scares me too, man. So great woman. All right, a couple things, man. So we kind of talk to the college students a little bit. We tell them what's going on this week athletically, and we also try to get in some different things. So the first thing is music, right? We try to what music are you kind of into? What music you like?
Definitely rap music.
Yeah. What's your rapper? What's your go-to?
I think the best rapper is definitely NBA YoungBoy.
NBA YoungBoy.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Play that before the game.
Yep.
I'm starting to get into like a little country.
Yeah, a little country.
Music.
Yeah.
Like I know
Texas country or
Texas country.
You ever heard of Wyatt Flores?
I have.
He's actually from Stillwater, Oklahoma, but I got this chance to hear Wyatt a month ago. I was really impressed with him. He's like 22 years old. He's going to be a star. Dig into him a little bit, man.
Listen, give him a listen.
Absolutely. What's your pregame go-to, man? Young boy?
YoungBoy for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely gets you going.
Got you any particular song that Young Boy plays we like?
I can't give you a particular song.
No song, you like it all, man. We just put in the album, we'll go to work, man. Huh? I like it, man. Shout out last week, man, to my man Jim Ward. Was Sparta. I'll have to get with Jim. I don't want to make a mistake here. I don't know if this song was with Sparta or was just Jim Ward alone, which I think it was. But I'll get Jim when he comes by practice and ask him. But My Town, I really like it. He talks about our great city of El Paso, so lock into that. Second song, I got one, Fireboy. You ever heard of Fireboy, DML? Fireboy and Asaki. You ever heard of Asaki? Great song, Bandana. What's your go-to? We're going here now a little bit in the summer and in the fall. What is your go-to lunch spot? I want to hear that you would recommend to students.
Go-to spot for breakfast, lunch, or dinner is NYC Deli. But first thing, how long were we here in the summer? 2 months?
Yeah, about 2 months. Yep.
I ate there every single day.
The deli. I'm telling you, man, the deli's really, really good, right? You can get some rice and you can throw some chicken or beef in with the rice if you want to. They throw some lettuce in there too to make you feel like you're eating a little bit healthy. I always get the hot sauce on the side. The hot sauce is really spicy there. But the sandwiches are really, really good too. The wraps, the sandwiches. And obviously, if you don't want to, go really healthy, they got a little salad they can do there too, man. Yeah, a little smoothie for you too. But it's just a happening spot right now, man. I'll give it to you. It just opened last spring. Shout out to Coach Cox. He's the one that kind of put it on to me. Coach Cox took me there for the first time. But I know a lot of our guys, you guys enjoy going over there. But it's a good spot, and it's not very expensive either, man.
No, it's not. It's a good price.
My lunch spot, I know you probably haven't been to this one, man, but it's close to downtown El Paso, but it's Tony's Pit Barbecue. Tony's Pit Barbecue. Put that on your list, man, sometime. Yeah, when you get your NIL check or you get your stipend check, go to Tony's Pit Barbecue, right? A little bit more expensive than the deli, but you can get the special of the day, which usually a sandwich comes with one side, and then water. Why I tell the students all the time, why are we drinking Dr. Pepper, Coke, Mountain Dew? We don't need to pay $2.99 for a drink, man. Let's drink water. Let's get hydrated, right? Water's good for you, so let's get some water in this, man.
I'm definitely going to give me a lemonade. My go-to drink.
Lemonade, I got you. Particular flavor of lemonade?
Best lemonade is pink lemonade, not strawberry, just pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade, right to it. Okay. We're like 3 weeks away right here from the season. We're going to Chihuahua here in a week. We got New Mexico exhibition a couple weeks away, and then we got Sol Ross here opening night on November 4th. What are you most excited about going into the season?
I would say I'm most excited just for like the atmospheres and not having to go against the guys and just playing other people and putting it all together, putting the work that we put in practice, the hard work that we put in practice all together.
You got no idea what's about to happen in the Dawn, man. We got the best fans in the country, man. That place is rocking, man. It's a lot of fun. There's a ton of energy in there. You're going to have a blast playing in this. And, I know you guys are sick of going against each other, like you said. And so, obviously, we got some opponents coming here on the horizon here with Chihuahua and University of New Mexico, and then obviously Sol Ross coming here. So, man, KJ, it's been a blast coaching you. You know how I feel about you, man. I'm happy for you. I know our fans are going to love watching you play, man. You got a chance to be a special player because of your work ethic, right? So keep working. Yes, keep your chip on your shoulder, man. And if somebody tells you you're great and how good you are, just come back to my office and I'll show you everything that you did bad on tape, right? Yes, so, but excited for you, man. And thanks for joining the podcast, man.
Coach. Thank you.
Man. Appreciate it, KJ.
Appreciate KJ Thomas for joining the Golding Hour. Final segment here. We've got a couple listener questions for you, Coach, from Sleepy Kev. And we've talked about favorite restaurants, but I need to know, I'm hammering you down, your favorite place in town to eat. You can't give me multiple. I need one. I need one.
Ooh. What's the price range?
There you go, qualifying it right away.
I mean,
special
dinner, anniversary dinner, Valentine dinner, birthday dinner, when you're going to spend a little bit on money. Cafe Central, right?
Yep.
Casa Pantera, those two, would probably be my two go-to spots. Just a regular dinner with the fam. I love the Riviera, big fan of that.
Underrated.
I get the hamburger patty with queso with some fries on the side, put a little salt on the fries, put a little ketchup on the side. So I like the Riv. Wife goes with the chicken enchilada with the green sauce there. So I would probably say that. We go to Artavino's a lot. Pizza. I like the meat combination pizza, although I've been going with the soup and the half sandwich lately. Go with the meatball sandwich there. But I'll just throw those two out, man. First of all, man, it's El Paso, man. I mean,
haven't had a bad meal here.
I mean,
I'm right there with you.
I'm telling
Coach.
you, brother,
Right
man. All the food's good, man. Next week I'll have a different favorite restaurant,
There you
man.
go.
But that's one of the negatives of the great food out here, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to put on weight.
There you go. Give me Kiki's. I've said this. It's my
Kiki's big
is
time.
That's my.
Absolutely. I don't get to it a
Hands
lot,
down.
obviously. I've been there
Yeah.
twice, man, but I like Kiki's a ton.
There. And then new one I tried recently was Casita Linda. It's in the Northeast as well.
Haven't tried
So,
that one.
There you go.
It's a new one, man. I'll have to
For
get
the,
that one
for the
from
viewers
you.
and listeners. There you go. Casita Linda. All right, let's get to the weekly event schedule. Volleyball, your boy Ben Wallace and company, busy, Coach. They had Sam Houston at home last Friday, Saturday.
What's my saying? All they do is win.
Undefeated in conference.
That's all they do is win, man.
Swept Sam Houston. We were recording this on Wednesday. If you're listening, we will see if they win tonight.
We
But they
swept
beat,
them, right? Last night.
Mexico State straight sets. They
Yep.
play them again tonight. And then a busy week. They go on the road to Louisiana Tech Saturday.
First, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I saw first time we've swept New Mexico State in volleyball since 2001.
I think that's correct.
2001 that we've swept New Mexico State. But Coach of the Year, right? They might as well give him the trophy right now.
If it keeps going the way it's
He
going.
didn't want to hear that. They got a lot of conference play left to go, man. But Ben's done a tremendous job. I mean, obviously, Memorial Gym's an incredible atmosphere. He's got incredible talent. They play so well together. Great culture. But fired up for Ben.
All right. Next up is football at Western Kentucky. That's a Thursday, 6 o'clock kick, ESPNU. So going to be nice to get some national exposure on that with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be tiled in, man. We got practice, man. Get home from practice. I'm going to sit on my back porch, probably get me a Domino's pizza, Coca-Cola, watch some practice tape, and watch the Miners beat the Hilltoppers.
Your boys at the Miners golf team, 7th out of 15 teams at a tournament.
And our boy Dylan, dude. I mean, what? Come on, man.
Did he ball out again?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. I mean, I don't know where he finished, but I guarantee you, probably top 10. If he didn't win the thing, he's already won 2 of them.
Yeah.
But I know they were out in California. I'm sure they enjoyed that. I think they were in San Francisco playing in Cal's tournament, and so and they're just doing. The coach is doing a tremendous job with them, and obviously our boy Dylan. We got to get him on the podcast, man.
We got to get him, and more importantly,
maybe a couple lessons. I don't play golf, but
well, you got Golden Tee in the office, so maybe he comes.
We got to get it working first.
True. But when
we had Golden Tee, but it's not working anymore. But yeah, we got to get Dylan. We got to get Dylan coach on the podcast. Man.
There you go. Soccer on the road at Jacksonville State Saturday. 6
Yeah, my boy Gibbs, man. We got to get some home games, man. It feels like we've been on the road for like 3 weeks.
It does.
But back on the road, obviously playing Jacksonville State, and then I'm assuming they'll be home next week, man. But they're playing well, man. They're not getting the wins, but it's tough losses. He's again building that program. He's playing a lot of young girls right now. A lot of freshmen are getting a lot of playing time, man. But Gibbs gonna get that thing going.
Rifle Saturday, they open their season at Air Force, and this is why it's important. I go to these meetings now with the social media people. They're ranked in the top 20 in the preseason.
I did hear that at our last head coaches meeting, right? First time in a long time that we've been ranked in the top 20 before the season starts. Shout out to our rifle team. If you're going to play any military institution with guns, I would think Air Force would be the right one to go to scheduling, right? Air Force has more pilots. correct? We probably don't want to go play Army in a rifle competition.
I wouldn't want to
So,
test that theory, but yeah,
I'll tell Coach good scheduling, right? Yeah, good scheduling.
All right, last up for sporting events is our thing. Eastwood pop-out practice, 5 p.m. Saturday, which we got to.
Yeah, fired up, man. We're going to the east side, man. Let's go, man. We're going over there, man, and I'll let our fans know, man. We're going to get after it, man. We're going to practice. We're going to do some drills early in practice, and then we're going to scrimmage. Yeah. We're going to get after it 5-on-5. We're going to get up and down the floor, and so a great chance to get an early look at some of the returners and then obviously some of the new pieces that we've added.
All right, around campus, this is not going to happen for a while, but Coldplay coming to the Sun Bowl in 2025.
Well, how about that, man?
That's a big get.
I am fired up about that,
Are
man.
you?
What is that song? The stars, where the star, Yellow's another one. Yeah, man, fine. I'm gonna have to put Coldplay on some music, man.
I had to introduce our
next
GAs and our
week.
managers. They didn't know who Coldplay was.
You gotta be kidding me.
That's how old I am. That's unfortunate.
Coldplay's incredible. I would think the thing would sell out
if it hasn't already.
Tickets aren't even for
yeah,
it's already sold out.
It'll sell out.
Yeah, it's awesome. And the Sun Bowl, what a beautiful setting to have it. It'll be incredible. And so obviously look forward to that. Man, we got a lot going on, man. We got Coldplay coming in 2005. We got Mountain West Move in 2026. Man, it's happening around here, man.
It's happening. And last thing I'm going to mention, I apologize, Coach. I'm not going to be at Eastwood this week. My little sister's getting married.
Yeah.
So Megan and
the
Adam.
Favorite. The favorite,
hands down. It's
favorite.
not close.
I was talking to Kevin
close.
about that, right? Like you have favorite, when you'll realize this when you guys have kids one day. But your favorite changes from week to week, month to month, sometimes depending on their behavior, their academics, what they're going on in their life. But you told me hands down, no question, man. Little sister is the favorite.
Well, here's the deal. So I'm the middle child. And I have an older brother. So she is not only the youngest, but she's the only girl. And we just have no chance with Dad. Just absolutely no shot. So,
well, you got a big wedding coming up too, man. So hopefully Dad doesn't spend all the money on this one. Saves you a little bit.
We got to set a date. Emily and I got to set a date. Congratulations to Megan and Adam. We'll be there. Apologies for missing Eastwood, but
no, more important things. Absolutely got to do it, man. Can't miss sister's wedding, man. Especially Dad. If that's the favorite, man, you'll get kicked out of the family. Yeah. And I'm sure Emily wants a good wedding coming up too, man. So got to keep the folks happy.
Megan, don't set the bar too high, please. All right. Anything else?
I'm good, man. Good.
Appreciate you. Episode 3 of the Golding Hour. Back next week. Thanks for joining us.